children. I hope everyone had completed your notes. Today we will start our third chapter, Movements of the Earth. The chapter name is Movements of the Earth. We study a lot about our beautiful planet, the Earth. Today we will discuss a bit more about our planet. We know that all the planets move around the sun. So our planet Earth also moves around the sun. The Earth is tilted and spins on an imaginary line. What do you mean by tilted? Move into a sloping position and spins. Spins means round. The Earth is tilted. Malayalam we are telling cherinja. The Earth is tilted and spins and round on an imaginary line. This imaginary line is called the axis of the Earth. What is an axis? It is an imaginary line drawn through the center of the Earth, joining the North Pole and South Pole. What is an axis? Axis is an imaginary line drawn through the center of the Earth, joining the North Pole and South Pole. North Pole and South Pole. Okay, this is called the axis of the Earth. The Earth axis is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degrees to the plane of the Earth's orbit. The Earth axis is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degrees. The Earth axis is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degrees. This is the 66.5 degree to the plane of the Earth orbit. Axis is an imaginary line drawn through the center of the Earth, joining the North Pole and South Pole, and the Earth axis is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degree to the plane of the Earth's orbit. Okay, the Earth rotates. The Earth spins from west to east on its own axis. Always remember, the Earth spins from west to east on its own axis. Okay, the Earth spins from west to east on its own axis. We can check the movements of the Earth. The two movements of the Earth are rotation and revolution. Two movements of the Earth are rotation and revolution. First, we can study about rotation. Okay, what do you mean by rotation? The spinning motion of the Earth on its own axis is called rotation. What do you mean by rotation? The spinning motion of the Earth. That means the Earth moves around its own axis. The Earth moves around its own axis. That is spinning motion. Move around its own axis is called rotation. The spinning motion of the Earth on its own axis is called rotation. The Earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. What is the time taken by the Earth to complete one rotation? 24 hours will take to complete one rotation. Okay. We can check the effect of rotation. What are the effects of rotation? So the Earth will take 24 hours to complete one rotation. Okay. We can check the effect of rotation. The Earth rotates from west to east, and the rotation of the earth causes day and night. The rotation of the earth causes day and night. The rotation of the earth causes day and night. Let's check your textbook page number 122. There you have the picture of day and night. We can discuss this picture. Okay, when the earth rotates, only one part of the earth faces the sun. You can see the picture here. One part of the earth we can see clearly. Other part we cannot see clearly. Some darkness are there. That we can discuss now. When the earth rotates, only one part of the earth faces the sun, while other part remains away from the sun. Only one part faces the sun and other part remains away from the sun. The part that faces the sun has received sunlight and has day, while other part remains in darkness and has night. Okay, only one part of the earth faces the sun and that part receives the sunlight and has day. Other part remains in darkness and has night. Okay, you know that the earth rotates from west to east. As the earth rotates from west to east, the sun seems to rise from the east. The sun seems to rise from the east side. Why do we say the sun is rising? Because the sun is not moving anywhere. Then why do we say the sun is rising? Actually, the sun is always stays in its position at the center of the solar system and it does not rise and set. Then why do we say the sun is rising? Because of the earth's rotation on its own axis from west to east. Because of the earth's rotation from west to east, the sun seems to rise from the east. Because of the earth's rotation from the west to east. Okay. For example, imagine if the earth rotates from east to west. We know that the earth rotates from west to east. Imagine if the earth rotates from east to west. Which part will get the sun first? The west part will get the sun first because the earth rotates from east to west. Connect it like that. Okay. So, as the earth rotates from west to east, the sun seems to rise from the east first. Okay. The reason why places in the east get exposed to the sun first. As the earth rotates from west to east, the places in the east visible to the sun first. Exposed means visible to the sun first, and their time is ahead of the time in the places in the west. Their time is, the east places time is ahead of the time in places in the west. Okay. Some of you have friends or relatives in other countries and found it was night there and day, and it was day in India. For example, India and USA we can take. India is located in Eastern Hemisphere and USA is located in Western Hemisphere. We know that the prime meridian divides the earth into two equal parts, Eastern Hemisphere and Western Hemisphere. And if the Eastern Hemisphere faces the sun, which part will get the sunlight? Our country, India, Eastern part will get the sunlight and has day, and while other part, that means USA and Western Hemisphere, remains in darkness and has night. Okay, today I am going to wind up. Before winding the class, let's revise the points once again. Important points. Axis is an imaginary line drawn through the center of the earth, joining the North Pole and South Pole. The earth axis is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degrees to the plane of the earth's orbit. Rotation. What do you mean by rotation? The spinning motion of the earth on its own axis is called rotation. And the rotation of the earth causes day and night. Okay, children. Everyone should read the textbook and study the important points.